This is the Limehead Goose 狮头鹅. It's one of the biggest and I dare say the best tasting geese in the world. Our afternoon trip to Window of the World has to be delayed until the evening due to a downpour that just goes on and on. So we end up chilling at the West End across the road and then chilling further at a nearby restaurant, Chen Peng Peng, celebrated for its Chaoshan Cha. To start things off, we nibble on this danchong cha organ, danchong tea goose liver. This is foie gras smoked with the Fenghuang danchong, an oolong originating from Fenghuang Mountain in Chaozhou. We also happen to order this danchong lemon tea beverage at the restaurant. The foie gras is touted as a winner of the Mass Trophy, though it ain't exactly a gold medal winner in my book. Neither as decadent as goose livers I've had in Shantou, nor on par with those from a decades-old Chaozhou restaurant in China, Hong Kong. It feels like ice cream that has hardened after sitting in the freezer for just a few days too long. It is nonetheless creamy to some extent and still melts into a savory bliss with a subtle tea bouquet. Even if it doesn't get a gold medal in terms of taste, it still deserves an award, especially for creativity. It seems that this restaurant Chen Peng Peng has won accolades not only for liver, but also the goose itself. Braised goose and other braised foods are found in various Chinese regional cuisines. Some such foods are particularly linked to certain areas. For example, braised rabbit head of Sichuan, braised duck neck of Wuhan, and for Chaoshan region, the braised goose. Sometimes a smaller Yangjiang goose is braised, but the bigger 狮头鹅 Limehead Goose is preferred. The goose is one of the signatures of Chaoshan Cuisine. This is the Limehead Goose 狮头鹅. It's one of the biggest and I dare say the best tasting geese in the world. The big bird is called Limehead Goose because of the big knob on the bill shaped like a lion's head. In fact, the head is the holy grail. Our platter comes with head and neck as well, but ours is a young goose priced for the tenderer meats rather than head and neck. Meanwhile, the old geezers may be tough to chew on, but heads and necks are sought after and priced exponentially higher, as shown here. Shantou's Chenghai District and Chaozhou's Raoping County both declare themselves home of the 狮头鹅. Nothing like friendly rivalry to cement brotherhood, and nothing like a little competition to drive innovation. This next goose dish is sort of innovative, 椒盐鹅背, literally pepper and salt goose back. The pepper here refers to Huajiao Sichuan pepper, which is heated with salt to produce the 椒盐 mixture. It's a sort of seasoned salt frequently used in fried foods. Regarding goose back, I've never seen it served on its own. It doesn't have much meat, but frying and seasoning this way creates a beer-friendly snack. Another deeply satisfying deep-fried food is guorou. Fillings like minced pork and chopped water chestnut are wrapped in extremely thin, film-like dried tofu skin. They're like tantalizingly meaty tater tots. Also great with booze is hao zai lao, oyster omelet, a culinary icon not only in the Chaoshan region, but also the provinces of Taiwan and Fujian because many folks in these areas share similar heritage. I've had this omelette in various parts of China. The version here is particularly beer-worthy because it seems to have been cooked by shallow frying instead of the most common recipe of pan-frying tiny oysters in a starch and egg batter. Golden crispy crust on the outside, pleasant chewiness on the inside. If you crave this omelette and you know it, hit that like. Several beers later, the rain has stopped and it's time to see the world. Window of the World features performing arts and miniature landmarks from around the world. Frankly, I would have loved this place as a kid, but by today's standard, it's a joke of a theme park. It's run down, it's monotonous. However, the outdatedness is precisely what I think is valuable. It forms a stark contrast against the vibrant metropolis, functioning as a reminder of what Shenzhen was and a reflector of what the stunning Shenzhen speed has since then achieved. I also consider Window of the World the emblematic theme park of Shenzhen because it captures the ambition of the city since the beginning. Well, not like the real beginning. The name Shenzhen was first documented in 1410. The surrounding region is rich in history, but this specific location didn't amount to much. That's why it's often referred to as a cultural desert. Things would change on its birthday of August 26, 1980, when Shenzhen was formally named a special economic zone. From the get-go, Shenzhen aspired to build itself as a city of the world. If Shenzhen were a person, she was probably thinking, I don't have much of my own stuff to give you, but I endeavor to give you the best of the world. Today, Shenzhen is a window of the world, where people could see and savor the world, and where people could experience things that are first of their kinds in the world. That's pretty crunchy. First batch of the croissant at the Muji Hotel breakfast. That's the first ever Muji hotel in the world. It even predates the one in Ginza back in Muji's homeland of Japan. We made it a point to relocate here for the second half of our Shenzhen trip because I've always wanted to spend a night at a Muji store and an IKEA store. Unfortunately, IKEA hotel is a bit farther away, but hopefully one day I get to spend a night there. Fortunately, there are lots to see much closer here in China. Lots to see in this part of Guangdong alone. We'll be seeing Dongguan and then Huizhou soon after one last video in Shenzhen featuring the breakout food of this trip. I've saved the best for last. 再见